double. Yes! Triple!
Bat.
Good night, Irene.
I tell you what, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I rattled a little bit and I had a young buck coming in. And it's always cool to see that. But this time of year, when these bucks are pushing these does around, sometimes the does get lost. They're pushed out of their normal home range. And I've got my walnut, all wooden walnut call, Mr. Wingbone's calls. And the lost doe is an excellent call this time of year. And it's an easy call to perform. All you do is have a rise and a fall in the pitch, and you can do that by opening and closing your hand or with your breath. It's a very cool call and very effective this time of year. I'm going to give a couple lost doe please and see if something comes in. Stay tuned. I was gonna shoot that doe. And that young buck come in and chased him off. I should have stopped him, but it happened fast. That was cool. It's happening, man. They're chasing him around. They could still come back by. Well, it's gotten really quiet. It's going on to 10 o'clock. We've had some activity this morning. I was getting ready to shoot on that one doe. And that other buck, that young buck chased that other doe. And I should have been at full draw because that other doe came and stopped. I knew the yardage. And I could have planted an arrow right perfect broadside. But it happens like that sometimes. And then shortly after they ran off, I did a little rattling sequence and I brought in a small 8-pointer, a three-year-old probably. And he came in and he smelled the Mrs. Dopey, and he stopped for a minute. He smelled the buck with her, and he kind of went out towards the east there. And I couldn't get him to come back, but I'm going to stick in the stand all day, and hopefully something else comes by. So thanks for watching.
Hi everybody, Rick White with Alpin Optics here, and man, I've got a pretty neat item in my hand here today. It's the new Alpin Apex Thermal Scanner. Now this is a 54 millimeter. We also make a 35 millimeter, but it comes in 2 and 4 times digital zoom, waterproof, lifetime warranty, 6 different colors. I mean, this thing is just phenomenal. I mean, a neat item.
They say the real work starts after the shot, and looking back, they could be right, unless you carry a Weeby knife. The scouting and plan were executed. The shot was perfect. Now it's time to get busy. Wicked sharp with a replaceable scalpel blade. There's not a finer hunting partner on the planet than your Weeby knife. When sharpness, reliability, and precision matter, big game hunters reach for a Weeby. Weeby knives, wicked sharp.
You know, I love calling deer. And when talking about grunt calls, 90% of the time, I use a grunt call as a mature buck grunt. Now, there's lots of things I look for in a grunt call. I want one that's going to be loud, but I also want one that's going to be realistic. And these days, I'm using a Mr. Wingbone's custom grunt call. Whatever you use, this is just a great call. If you're looking for a grunt call that works, check out Mr. Wingbone's custom grunt call.
Just before he came in, there was a big-bodied 8-pointer that walked across. I didn't get him on film, and I called and rattled a little bit trying to get that big 8 to come over. And this guy ends up coming in, and you can see that he was busted on one side, so he'd been in a fight and probably got beat up. But how cool was that? I could have smoked him. He was 15 yards at one point. maybe a 2.5-year-old buck. But he had that stick sticking, that small tree sticking straight out of his antlers all the way to the top. I nicknamed him Moonraker after he left. That was cool. At one point he was 30 yards and I was contemplating whether or not to shoot him, but I let him walk. I've seen a lot of deer today. Had a big doe, I mean a big doe, come through. She had her baby with her. Baby looked old enough to take care of herself. If she would have came close, I was going to smoke her. But she was 85 yards out there, and that's a little too far for me. But I've had an exciting day. There's about an hour left of shooting. So hopefully something comes in and offers me a shot. But if not, there's always tomorrow. I got vacation the rest of the week, so stay tuned. And thanks for coming along and watching through the eyes of a hunter. We appreciate every one of you. The duck hunters have already started shooting. We haven't seen no movement yet, but we're excited. Hang tight, because it's just beginning for the day. Today is Friday, November 10th. And I'm excited. I got my buddy Kid filming for me. It's not often I get a cameraman, so I'm taking advantage of it. And I'm either going to do some doe management or I'm going to lay down a big buck today. So thanks for joining us. I got the Mrs. Dopey out. Mr. Wingbone's calls. I'm ready. Tell you something right now. Mr. Wingbone's calls, all wood grunt call. I just did a tending grunt, and then I followed it up with a lost doe, and I just stuck a good 8 point with a big body. Right here where the buck was standing, I've got blood already. He ran right through here. There's a lot of bubbles. Great sign. That means I hit him in the lungs. He shouldn't be too much further. Yes! There is gold at the end of this rainbow. Look at this, guys.
He's got a Roman nose started. So this is a good 3-year-old buck, maybe 4. What a beauty. I had my good buddy in the stand, Ken, filming for me today. And I'll tell you what, when you've got the right group of guys around you, anything is possible. What a blessing. Mr. Wingbone's calls, Mrs. Dopey, the combination for success in the fall woods. It will help you too.
What a great hunt. Memories that I'll certainly never forget. And the best part of it all,